This is the day you have trained for, the day you have studied for. Utilize your superior skills, your superior intelligence.
Sit down, rodent!
Sarah, baby? Oh, you were one fly.
Don't make me hurt you.
Learn to defeat your ruthless enemy, Steve of Hackensack.
Ryan, you're gonna get roofed.
Shut up, quadruped.
SEGA Dreamcast. It's thinking.
This was mine. How extraordinary. And it looks just like it did the last time I saw it. The colour has changed a bit. It's been 25 years and I can still smell the fresh plastic. The controllers had never been used. The discs were unopened, still in the protective wrapper. They called it the console of dreams, and it was. It really was.
Take it to sea, Mr. Murdoch. Let's stretch your legs.
The Dreamcast was launched upon the world on the 27th of November 1998, and it received quite favourable reception. The downside is, though, you had to be in Japan. If you're in North America or Europe, you had almost a year's wait before you could get your hands on it officially. It significantly outperformed everything that had gone before it. Even the Sega Saturn had a 200 megahertz Hitachi CPU, 16 megabytes of system memory, and a further 8 megabytes of video memory. Doesn't sound much now, obviously, but for the time, it was up there. Media at the time was pretty much a CD, although they didn't call it CD, and it wasn't quite the same as a CD. It was a CD disc in effect, but they'd managed to compress more data onto the disc. And just like you would probably expect, CDs were just loaded into the top of the machine. Controller-wise was a bit of a step up. You could connect up to 4 controllers. And looking at the rear of the machine, it was the first one to come to market with a built-in modem, which is removable, and you could replace that with a broadband adapter. Also on the back of the machine, we've got the power cord connector, we've got the AV out, and we've also got a serial connector. Now it's worth mentioning that the serial connector added a further dimension of multiplayer functionality, in so much as it would allow you to link up more than one machine, so you wouldn't be playing split screen or turn-based. You could have 2 machines together, 2 TVs, 2 controllers, 2 games, and you could play cooperatively. It's worth mentioning as well, though, that there was only a handful of games that ever offered this functionality. It was never released outside of Japan, and getting your hands on one of these now is really, really tricky. Looking at the controller then, this is one of the official controllers with a start button down at the bottom. We've got a traditional D-pad, thumbstick, and 4 action buttons. And also, we've got 2 analog triggers on the back. And also, it's quite obvious, we've got 2 great gaping holes. And that allowed further functionality with the controllers. We got these, which I've lost the cover off the top, I don't know where that's gone, but you could download games and play games on here. It also acted as a memory storage device, and it also had the LCD display, which, depending on the game you're playing, would display various little bits of information. and they're just slotted nice and neat into the controller. What you could also do though is here we've got a rumble pack, and that would slot nice and neatly beneath, I think they're called VMU, clicked into place, and you've got a rumble feature, which for the time is actually pretty decent. And here we've got the start of VR Rally 2. And when you're playing awesome games such as House of the Dead 2, which I have here, you also had the official Dreamcast light gun. Unfortunately, I no longer have a CRT TV. As much as I would love to show you this working, unfortunately, these guns won't work with an LCD TV. There was also an official keyboard for the Dreamcast, which made going online a heck of a lot easier. Now, I do have a keyboard, I just don't know where it is, so apologies I can't show you that. But this was the first thing I actually went online with, was the SEGA Dreamcast. And like it says there, Internet Browser Disk, it did offer basic web browser functionality, albeit via dial-up internet, or broadband if you had the adapter, obviously. Now, being a bit of a Dreamcast fanboy back in the day, and still am to be fair, I had quite a collection of games for it. But that's just a small fraction of games that were released for the Dreamcast. In total, apparently there was 620, which is quite surprising. And the most surprising thing about that is the console was retired in 2001. So it was only in production from November 1988, I think, till March 2001, so not very long at all, and yet there's still 620 games for it. Now, despite its short production lifespan, it went on to sell over 9 million units, but that was still apparently classed as a commercial failure, just like the Saturn, which went before it, which sold a similar number of units. Online speculation in relation to these suggests that the failure wasn't due to a poor reception, but for a couple of factors which suggest infighting within SEGA themselves, and also the imminent launch of the PlayStation 2. And that led, it would seem, to a bit of a lukewarm reception in North America. So it never got the sales that was anticipated and that Sega needed. And hence why this ended up being the last of Sega's consoles. And I think it's the best one that they made. The Mega Drive sold some 30 million units, there or thereabouts. This is a fraction of it, but I think this is by far the best console. And if you haven't got one, I would say get yourself one. You can pick these up fairly cheap. They do have reports of reliability issues, but I've got two and they all work perfectly. As I draw this video to a close then, I thought I'd just show you one of my favourite games and why I think you should get one of these consoles whilst you can at a good price. This is V-Rally 2, and just bear in mind when you watch this, this is as near as, damn it, 25 years old. So enjoy watching. If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. It makes a huge difference to me, and it means you won't miss out on any more content upcoming that I do. Whoops. So thank you for watching, stay safe, and hopefully see you again soon.